I don't know about you guys, but there's certain things when you're producing that just feel good, you know? Maybe you can't explain it. Maybe it's not even that noticeable until later on in the mix, but they just feel good, you know? They feel good to do. They feel like they're improving your mix even if it's not as like audible as like, you know, cutting the lows out of a hi-hat or whatever. And that's what this is about. The thing that gives me that big dopamine hit, for me at least, is compressing drums. Getting all your drums, putting them on a separate bus, and then adding a compressor. Specifically, in this case, I'm going to be using an 1176. Now, unfortunately, this is no longer a free plugin. There was like a limited deal going on. Universal Audio had this compressor. Classic compressor. My studio actually has a physical version of these, the school I go to. But this is the plugin, and it's fucking awesome. I love this compressor, so that's what I'm going to be using here. That's the one that really gives me that dopamine hit. I might also use another one though, just to kind of explain my point. But as you can see here, let me play a little bit of this. This is some classic shit I was making like a month ago. You know, it's still in the works, but nice vintage shit. I have no clue if I'll ever drop it, but drums on this, you know, they gotta sound crisp, they gotta sound good, you know? So, well, what do? Well, we got a kick, we got a snare, you know, we got some other shit, hi-hats, obviously. And the kind of theory behind this is you want your drums to really pop. And this is usually a bigger deal when you're actually recording instruments, right? Because you don't always get everything. These are samples. They already sound clean. They're already probably compressed, to be honest. But it doesn't hurt to do some more compression. And with this compressor specifically, it's kind of built for drums because it's a weird compressor. The more you turn this is going to be just become a video about the 1176, I guess, but I love it. The more you turn this attack knob up, this actually makes the attack faster. This 7 is the fastest attack possible. I believe it's something crazy like 10 nanoseconds or something. Don't quote me on that because I didn't look it up before this, but it's like a nanosecond thing. It's super fast. This is a light speed compressor, and the release is the same way. So even when you're over here, I think this is still 1 millisecond. Yeah, again, you can double check me on this, but this is an extremely fast compressor. So as a result, it's good for drums because there's a lot of transient information. You want that punch out of it, and this thing also has a little bit of its own sound to it, a little bit of a color to it. Now, with this one specifically, it's kind of said that 5 to 7 is kind of the compression range that this thing really likes to hit at. Now, I don't know if that's true for the plugin. That's what people say about the physical version of this compressor, and I believe it for this. But, you know, I believe it's probably true for this one too. Who knows? But, yeah. Let me show you a little bit of the signal flow here. It's really simple. I mean, you just name a bus drum bus, and you route it like this. I mean, I think if you're watching this video, you probably know what I'm talking about, but, you know, I don't want to sound like an asshole. And don't take my word for it. Go try it for yourself. You can use whatever compressor you like. You know, I'm not an expert. I'm just some guy talking in a room. This is just, again, this channel is just me yapping about things that make me happy. So how does it sound on and off? Well, it's probably not the most noticeable because these are samples. They're already been compressed. But I'll play it side to side and see. And, you know, another thing you want to do is, you know, turn up this. I guess I can show you guys how to use this if you haven't. Ratio 1:4 is perfect for drums. You don't need to compress it too much. Now, there is actually a special mode with this where if you hit shift, it'll hit all of these. And this is like the ultra crazy compress mode. I guess I could maybe show you that. Yeah, that's definitely noticeable. But 1:4 works for drums. But yeah, some people will do this and try to do parallel processing, but I'll make another video on parallel processing. This is just like a quick drum bus video. So you can see it's kind of hitting right there in between. I might have even overdone it a bit, but that's fine. So we're going to select all of these drums. I feel like this has been kind of an unfocused video, but I just had to talk about this. Here's the drums. I'm going to A-B it on and off. So here's on, off. You can hear the hi-hats get louder for sure. You lose a little bit less of the kick. It like the transient of the kick lasts maybe just a hair longer because I have the release turned a little bit slower. But Yeah, it's not the most noticeable, but it just kind of blends in well with everything, you know? So basically, what have you learned from this? The 1176 is a fucking beautiful compressor. This was, I guess I kind of explained how to use it. It's a weird compressor, so this is as fast as you get. This is as slow as you get, but even over here is still lightning fast. Um, Drive this until you're getting about 5 to 7 dB of compression in general. If you're using this to like glue something together, like on the master, don't go that far, but that's again on a whole different discussion. And then try to match the gain. And I think I matched the gain pretty well. What I mean by that is, if you've used a compressor, you don't want the compressor to make the signal louder most of the time because our brains like loud things. So if you're A-Bing it on off, you won't notice the compression as much as just the amplitude gain. Um, this video has probably been another. I really hope this channel becomes useful to someone. But again, I'm going to A-B it. So there's not a lot, I think I did a decent job at gain matching there. You can try to use the metering. I usually just like to use my ears. But yeah, you notice that obviously the hi-hats get a bit louder because we're compressing all of them together. And I just think, writing all the signals together is good.